You're a senior who's been neglecting their body, but you know the benefits of exercise and you want to get into it slowly. But how do you do it? That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Issues like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes often creep up on you on older age. A lot of people attribute that to the passage of time, to aging, but that's very often not due to aging. It's often due to neglect, the absence of a good lifestyle, exercise, and nutrition earlier on. Fortunately, slow cardio can, to a large extent, prevent and treat many of these issues. Before we jump in, let's give a definition of what is meant by slow cardio. A lot of people think that taking 10,000 steps per day or 5,000 steps per day is cardio. That is not cardio. Cardio has an official definition. It's the definition that encompasses both intensity as well as duration. The intensity refers to the pulse. The pulse has to cross 65% of your maximal heart rate. And if you're wondering, what's my maximal heart rate? It is 220 minus your age. In other words, if hypothetically you, the viewer, are 70 years old, 220 minus 70 is 150. So you have to cross 65% of 150, or approximately 100 beats per minute. So the first part of the definition of cardio is intensity. So you have to cross 65%. The second part is duration. You have to do it for 20 minutes or longer. And that's why taking 10,000 steps per day or whatever number of step counts doesn't really count towards cardio, because usually, unless you're walking either very quickly or on a pretty steep incline, your pulse does not cross 65%. Also, 10,000 steps are across the day, across 16-ish waking hours. If you're not doing it at a deliberate for a minimum of 20 minutes, it's not cardio. Is it good for you? Yes. Is it cardio? No. So let's get that definition out of the way. To summarize, cardio is a deliberate attempt to improve your endurance. Taking 10,000 steps per day is incidental. It's not necessarily a deliberate attempt to improve endurance. So, what are the benefits of slow cardio? Well, in one meta-analysis, low-intensity cardio reduced blood pressure by 4/2 millimeters of mercury. So it's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. It also strengthens the heart. Now, how is heart strength measured? The way heart strength is measured is with something called ejection fraction. That is how much of the blood that's inside your heart is pushed out with every beat. A normal ejection fraction is between 55 and 70%. In one study, people improved their ejection fraction from 55 to 65% with low to moderate intensity cardio. So they weren't huffing and puffing, they were just going at a decent pace. And there are lots of other benefits for your heart using slow cardio. For one thing, is it decreases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. It also improves your mood and cognitive function. You get some fresh air. If you're walking with somebody, you get to be social, and so on. If you do it long enough, you can even lower your resting heart rate. The lower your resting heart rate, the more that the heart can fill up with each beat. Some people also experience better sleep quality, which is very important because especially in older age, sleep quality tends to degrade. And although exercise by itself does not burn a lot of calories, does not really result in weight loss, so the caloric benefits of exercise are not that great, but the behavioral benefits of exercise are significant. For example, if you went for a walk for slow cardio on a decent incline, maybe you didn't burn a lot of calories, maybe you didn't have experienced a lot of weight loss from that, but what it triggers in your mind is, I did something healthy right now. Let me try and get other behaviors that are in line with my goals into my day. And so the behavioral benefits of exercise can carry over into your nutrition and other factors. Now, if you're wondering, what do I do specifically? Do I walk? Do I swim? Do I bike? Well, the answer is yes, because the definition of slow cardio or low intensity cardio is based strictly on intensity as well as duration. It's not based on the type. In other words, whether you swim, you walk, you cycle, you run, makes no difference. They're all equally effective. And in fact, you don't have to choose one. You can do one for 10 minutes, another one for another 10 minutes, and the third one for another 10 minutes. Or you can do one once a week, another one, you can walk once a week, you can swim once a week, you can cycle once a week. So in terms of the type of the activity you do, it makes no difference. As long as you're consistent with it, your pulse crosses 65%, and you're doing it for a minimum of 20 minutes. Now, of course, everything has its pros and cons. The great benefit of low intensity cardio is that it's low intensity. It's easy to get started. You don't really need your doctor's permission in order to get into it because it's not that intense. The con of it, of course, is yes, it's beneficial, but not as beneficial as higher intensity exercise. Higher intensity exercise is better for almost everything. You have greater drops in your blood pressure. You have greater reductions in your resting heart rate. You have more energy levels. So everything improves more with high intensity cardio. The benefit of low intensity cardio is that also you don't have to work as hard. Now, Yes, you get results faster, but you got to work harder with high intensity cardio. So they both have their place, and this is a great way to start getting into it. Next, let's talk progression. As I talk about in many of my other videos, the single most important factor in exercise program design is the progression. And so, yes, low intensity cardio is good, but if you ever have the capacity of doing high intensity cardio, you should venture into that territory occasionally, maybe once or twice per week. And you can progress in a few different ways. You can increase the duration, or you can increase the intensity. Again, the bottom threshold for low intensity cardio is considered 65% of your maximal heart rate. But you can start over time going to 67%, 69%, 71%, 75%, and so on, until you start doing interval training. So remember, progression is the name of the game. If you like this video, I have a newsletter with lots more information just like this, which if you click on the link in the description below, you'll be able to get that for free, and you always have the option of unsubscribing. Thank you, and goodbye.